Egyptians are deciding the fate of their brand new constitution, which has divided the nation and turned the streets in the country's key cities into battlefields. A chorus of critics have pushed for the referendum's delay, saying that the Islamic-led document is flawed and not representative of the population. Cairo-based reporter Beltru has more for us.
After 3 weeks of political turmoil that's seen mass rallies against the president and also bloody scenes on the streets of Egypt's major cities, overnight the military apparently beefed up security at the polling stations, ready for people to come and vote. They, of course, have been called in by the president to secure the nation during this time of political unrest and the referendum. We expect hundreds of thousands of police officers and soldiers in the streets today, ensuring that the scenes are calm. This comes after violent scenes yesterday on Friday in Alexandria, Egypt's second city, which saw clashes between rival protest groups, those in support of the constitution and those against it, including groups wielding machetes and also iron rods, and with around about 19 injured and possible dead, although we haven't had that confirmed yet. This, of course, follows several weeks' worth of violent scenes in the streets of Cairo. The referendum is actually being held across 2 days, as there are not a sufficient number of judges to supervise the process. This, the opposition forces say, is a major problem and could open up the referendum to vote rigging. In addition, civil society groups here are questioning how that is possible for them to observe the elections for electoral fraud, since the head of the Constituent Assembly who drafted the constitution is also the head of the National Human Rights Council, who will be overseeing the observation of the polling stations. The constitution itself is a major point of contention also for opposition forces. They have said that it is written by an Islamist-dominated Constituent Assembly after the Assembly witnessed mass walkouts by liberal leftists and church forces, and therefore it will only enforce a religious state. It also, they said, will enforce a presidential dictatorship and neglects key rights and freedoms of expression. So this constitution, they say, should be rewritten. The Constituent Assembly should be reformed. So we'll have to see, with the results of the referendum, the future of Egypt.
Deep division between Egypt's opposition is another reason why the vote on the referendum is unlikely to reflect the attitudes of the public, says journalist and Middle East analyst Ahmed Fathi.
Morsi is not showing any signs of flexibility. He's not showing any signs of building consensus. He is shown to be a very stubborn person, regardless of the outcome of the referendum. The scene in Egypt right now, it's an indicative that there is going to be a mass-scale playing with the results. There is already reports about money and sustenances have been given to poor people to encourage them to go out and vote favorably with yes for the constitution. And on the other side, the Egyptians are still divided into different groups, and the mobilization of the voters are not going as it should have been going. So it's not really representative of the nation's will or of the consensus that should have been existing.